Hi, welcome to the Wellbeing Response at Your Fingertips sessions. I am Claire McEwen, I'm a photographer, and I'm going to be talking about how you can use your smartphone camera to help you bring a bit of inner calm. So it'll be using it to concentrate on something outside of your own head, nothing too technical, and suitable for beginners, and just for you to find a way to, I think, just to concentrate on something different, and then hopefully bringing a sort of sense of peace with you for it. Okay, so who am I? I am Claire. As I said, I am also an epidemiologist. Most importantly, I am a mum. As you can see, I have been, from this picture up here, I have been taking photos for a really long time. This is the 8 or 9-year-old me as a brownie, and we were really lucky, won a competition, a tea making competition, and went to Paris. We're from deepest, darkest Cornwall, so this was quite a big trip, but you know, as you can see, although technique may not have been that great in that picture, it has always been a passion. This is me more recently in the middle, taken by my mum, looking at a bit of rope, I think was up there, to try and work out how to take a decent photo. And yeah, so that's me. As well as epidemiologist, photographer, most importantly, I am a mum to an 8-year-old, so I am often really busy. So you might be able to tell that, therefore, I kind of need this photography to help me with my own inner calm. And whenever I need a break, picking up the camera and just concentrating on something else other than the great long list of things that's got to be done really helps calm me down. And also getting out and having a walk around whilst doing it is really important. Okay, so why does photography help with mental well-being? Well, as I just said, it can help you to focus on something outside of your own head. So it takes you away from all the thoughts that are buzzing around, a constant bombardment of information and stuff like that. It just gives you something else to focus on. If you're trying to take good photos, you have to be observant. So you have to look at things in a different way. You have to be looking from all angles, trying to find the best light, the best composition, which is how the picture is made up. And just focusing on details and moments that perhaps other people aren't looking at and looking for. And this can really take your mind out of it, all the away from the other stuff. And often when I'm taking photos, I'm outside, and even if I'm not, I'm moving around looking for the best angle and any kind of physical activity, and fresh air in particular, obviously, can help you feel better, feel more calm. So it's a matter of a combination of things. Get outside, move around, look at something else, focus on something else. Now, you may have a load of reasons why this is useful to you, why you might want to things you might want to get away from, all this constant news, 24-hour news, social media. Little old Annie down the road has got the perfect family, that perfect photo. Why is mine not like that? Because that's not real. We know that's not real. Okay, so any reason why you might need, I mean, you may find that it's because you don't have much to do, and actually the total opposite is true. And in some ways that may be a better use of time. So learn a new hobby, get outside, find a purpose, for taking photos. So increasingly there is a lot more anecdotal evidence from photographers that they took up photography to help their mental health, because for these very reasons. So let's get on to some practical tips. Okay, I think the most important thing for mindful photography, for photography that's going to help you get out of your own head and to lose yourself, is to just look at things more closely. So that means looking at things like frost on the window. This was the car windscreen, so I was waiting for it to de-ice, and it's the detail. If you look really closely, it's like little snowflakes on it, and it's absolutely beautiful. Clouds. Oh, looking, okay, admittedly at the moment I'm just looking out the window and it's just one big grey cloud, so perhaps not the best time of year for this, but you get a good day. And that winter sky, this was a couple of weeks ago, this one in the middle, and that winter sky with some beautiful clouds, and just looking at clouds makes you feel just calmer, doesn't it? It makes you feel part of that nature. This is just obviously just a raindrop caught on a little branch that caught my eye. So these were all taken on my phone really recently. It's about looking closer, looking more closely. A lot of people will walk past this and not see it. If you're going out with a camera and you're deliberately looking for smaller details, you're going to find it really does take your mind off everything. So my first tip is to start looking more closely at things. Raindrops, skies, flowers. It works in the home as well. If you can't get out or don't want to get out and it's too cold, there's plenty of things to look at inside. Toothbrushes, mugs, wine glasses. Now, wine glasses are amazing if you look at them. Different lights, they look with the light coming through differently. You're going to notice different things. Look all around these things. Look all around these subjects. One of my favourite outside things can also be done inside, actually. Reflections in puddles, reflections in windows. Just start looking for different details, different things, different angles. But even buildings, walls, bricks, different textures. There's so much to see. Tip 2, look for the different lights and shadows. Again, that might be tricky at the moment. There's more, I don't know, there's a very flat light. There's more cloud, there's not so much light. It's what photographers call flat light, which actually can be brilliant for portraits and things. But it's not just that. I mean, you can see different light. I mean, this time of year, there's Christmas lights everywhere. So you are seeing lights. Even those in themselves look brilliant. So here's a couple of examples. I just noticed how the light of my kitchen light, which is an absolutely horrible light, but was casting shadows on my, making my utensils cast shadows on the wall. And this is obviously a bit different. And honestly, I'd never noticed this before. This was only a couple of weeks ago. So, there's always things to see. Light coming in on my seagull, which is in my bathroom window. And you can see, looks different. The light, different places. It's bright on the wing there where it's just catching it. It's all different. It's giving mottled effects. And it's all lovely. Raindrops on windows here, also a brilliant one. This was in a car park. Just the morning sun coming through the trees, casting shadows. Loads to see with shadows. I'm going to keep looking at my notes a little bit just to make sure I'm not missing anything. So yeah, look for the different types of light. Indoor light, the bulb light looks different to sunshine. Start noticing light. That's all it is. It's all observation. Okay, and my final tip for this is find the splashes of colour. This time of year we need the splashes of colour. And it can be any colour. There's obviously plenty of lights around. There's lots of things inside your house that are going to be full of colour. If you don't like colour, go for black and white, but splashes of colour. And this is against the grey sky, makes them even more impactful. And also it's just cheerful, isn't it? Again, I've walked past this hundreds of times, thousands of times. And I've never really noticed this. And I was looking for photos with my camera specifically with my phone, and to get photos for this, and just noticed this against the grey sky. I absolutely love it. I mean, it might look a bit boring to you, but I absolutely love it. This is obviously the berries on holly, our little round-leaved holly. Perfect this time of year. So look for splashes of colour, look for light, and look for details that other people don't see. It's all about looking for the details other people don't see. Okay, so I think I'd like you to do an exercise in your own time, whenever you like. Find 5 or 10 minutes to go outside or indoors if you prefer. Find something, a spot to stand still and just zone on in on something nearby. I'm looking at my light switch here. Light switches fascinate me a bit. If you start looking at them, they look, wait, there's something we don't normally notice. So start looking at a light switch and look at it from all angles and think, oh yeah, okay, different. I wouldn't have never noticed that. Mine's reflective, got chrome, so it's quite nice to see reflections as well. So stand in a spot, focus on something for a few minutes. Really focus, see what you can see. Can you see raindrops hanging off berries or off? Can you see a bird? Can you see graffiti on a building, or textures on the brick? Can you look at your toothpaste from 10 different angles? It's all about observing. And when you think you've taken it in and had a look and see more than you perhaps normally would, move to something else. And if you get the urge, take a photo. Take a photo of it. It doesn't have to be brilliant. It doesn't have to be something you want to post on social media. It has to be something, but if it's made you want to take a photo, take a photo. If you take 10 photos and one of them's all right and the rest of them you think are rubbish, that's fine. That's brilliant. You've got your photo. That's the beauty of digital photography. Take many. And you'll get better at seeing it if you want to keep taking them. And I am going to give you a link to something underneath the video, somewhere you can send me your photos. So if you do take them, I would love to see what you've taken. Okay, so let's move on. And some tips, some actual photography tips now. Sorry about that. Actual photography tips to help you take better photos. So the first bit is the really important bit, the seeing, okay? And there's just a couple of little technical tips to help you take better photos. So tip one, use the grid. Now, if you don't know, on your smartphone, probably, not 100%, not everybody, but probably a lot of them, I've got a setting where you can bring up this grid. It's cut into 9 sections. It's called, and these lines are called third lines for obvious reasons. The rule of thirds is something that photographers use because apparently we all like to see things in a neat way and in a certain place on the grid. So we all, it's aesthetically more pleasing if things are, to our eyes, to human eyes, if they are things are on this, either on these lines, on these lines, or in particular on these points. So I've taken a very boring light switch, and actually it's not boring now, I find them fascinating, and placed it on this third line, which gives it a stronger look than if you place it right in the middle. As you can see, I also have a level line and I haven't quite got it level at 1 degree. So if you need, there is probably a setting on your phone where you can bring this up to give you this grid line so that you can start placing it in the places we like best, which are on these lines, okay? Particularly on the intersections of the lines. Google it if you can't find it. Google grid lines and your phone type and see if you can find a setting. Phones are brilliant these days. They've got so much help. Okay, tip 2, set the focus by pressing on the screen. The phone does not necessarily know where the focus point is. They're usually pretty good, but not always. So if you want to focus on that light switch, press on that, on the screen, on the light switch, it'll set your focus. Tip 3, don't use your flash. Don't use your smartphone flash. It'll look rubbish. It'll wash it all out. It'll be too bright. It'll, it'll, in different circumstances, it'll make it look terrible, whatever it looks like. So it is going to look poor if you use a normal flash. You can use a torch or something and hold it a different angle to your phone, or maybe another phone to add some light. You can get, in fact, just looking at the screen can give good light onto your face. So you can either use a different screen for someone looking in it, that will work, or prop it up somewhere with the light, or you can get apps that help with different lights and specifically for that, but maybe a torch. But for the most part, try and use as much daylight as possible and don't use your flash. And a bonus tip, if you are so inclined, play around with some filters in the editing software that will almost certainly be on your phone, which is getting better and better. Use some filters or an editing app just to tweak a few bits here and there, have a little play with it, but filters give you a great start without you having to know anything. I use Snapseed, but I also use the one on my phone, which is really good. Obviously, Instagram is known for putting filters on. If you use Instagram, you can make great filters on it. But yes, just Google filters for your phone if you want to have a look, see what apps there are, and try different things because they're really, really good now. Okay, well, here's a few of my photos. I'm gonna just leave there a second. Actually, this one is with the limpets is about to be published. In fact, was published last week. It's just been done last Tuesday in Amateur Photographer magazine, which I'm really excited about. I mean, that's my first one in Amateur Photographer. I'm really excited. So it came out on Tuesday, the 8th. I think it's dated the 5th now. I could be wrong about that. And here is my photo, Bliss and Tranquility. I should say these are not taken on a mobile, these were taken on my proper phone. If you want to see more of my photos, there'll be links underneath the video as well. And that's about it for the session. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's given you some useful tips and ideas for how you might go out and use photography to help take your mind off the world and help you get a bit of headspace. I specialise in taking calming photos, and so if you want to see some more, you can see them at seethecalm.com at the bottom, and some on my Facebook pages. I have a Facebook community, See the Calm group, which is a really positive group. It's got loads of lovely people in it. We do some challenges, photo challenges and things each week, and playlists, music and things like that. So come and take a look if you think that might sound fun. It's all positive. It's all again designed with the aim of taking your mind off everything going on in the outside world. So if you would like to check it out, that would be absolutely amazing to see you there. Come and say hi. My Facebook and my Instagram and everything there if you want to see a bit more. I'll try and get the slides perhaps as a PDF onto YouTube as well, or somewhere, so that you can find them if that might be useful. And if you have any questions, get in touch in the comments or in any of these channels. I will be happy to help you out. And thank you so much for taking the time to join me. It's been a real pleasure to try and help you use something different to the traditional things to help you feel a bit relaxed and calm and well-being, and hopefully you've got something from the session. So thank you very much for joining me. Have a great day, and come and see me if you want to chat about anything. Thank you very much. That is the end, and I will enjoy the rest. I hope you've enjoyed the rest of the sessions and the next couple of sessions, and we will see you again sometime in the future, hopefully. Goodbye.